Brian McDonald, driver of the Turbo 977. We're back here at the RMG headquarters, kind of reflecting on some of the challenges that we had at Silver State and trying to figure out how we're going to improve going forward, headed into Vegas to Reno. So the Silver State course, I had actually never been around, and I was really excited heading into the race. I had heard that it's technical but really fast, and so I thought it might be to my advantage. I feel that I can drive those types of courses well, and so I had high expectations, at least headed into the race. Cut.
Silver State is a race that, in general, we love it, and we've always run really well there, at least the first half of the race.
We showed up to the race and we were going to split driving effort. I was going to start and then my brother Tim was going to get in and drive the second half of the race. I thought the car was running really well, actually better than it ever had, which resulted in me actually looking down at the dash and seeing that the RPM was running too high, up over 9,000. Consequently resulted in me losing a belt literally probably 5 miles into the race. Unfortunately, when that belt went, it blew up, and so it was a challenge getting all of it out once I removed belt cover. Got that fixed, got back in the car. At that point, a few of the NA class had gone by, so we quickly got back by those. A couple of guys that went by. Went probably another 10 miles, lost another belt, so I had to get out and change that, which then resulted in pretty much us being the last car in the field. So in an effort to try and make up some time, I got up into the mountain section, a really technical section, a section I really liked. Came to about mile 49, there was a kind of a dip in the road and then an off-camber turn that went up to the left, and I just overdrove the car.
Brian decided to become a lumberjack.
I tried to square up the pine tree on the bumper and missed by a couple inches, and unfortunately hit the top arm and broke the heim that connects the arm to the spindle, and unfortunately that was the end of our day.
We started 10th off the line in the NA class, had a pretty clean run all the way up to probably mile 55. Blew a belt just as we were trying to pass Dallas Gonzalez for 5th on the road, I think. Made it into pit 2, got a new belt in the car, and leaving pit 2, the car kind of laid down on us. Went into what we thought was limp mode, and so it was slow going from there. Braden started 15th. He started, I think, 2.5 minutes behind us, and he had passed 3 cars in the first 15 miles.
I don't truly know what happened. I do know that he stood on the starting line probably longer than he was out racing.
So we were doing great until about mile 15, and then the car let go. It seems like we might have a fuel problem. We were out before pit 1, but the car was running great up until then.
And then he got to become a local in Alamo and spend about 8.5 hours there.
So we were there about 8 hours. We had to wait for the 77, my dad, Scott Baker, to finish. And they were having some issues, so we hung out there until dark, and then the guys picked us up.
Mike DeLay, he's capable of winning any race he shows up to. He's a great, great driver. Chris Navarro, who rides with him, a great driver in his own right, but navigates and is a great, great navigator.
And Mike and Chris were having a great race. They were catching trophy trucks. I think BJ Baldwin, they said they almost passed him until they blew a turn. He had 2 belts go, which seemed to be kind of the issue of the weekend, talking to other teams. I think Romo's each lost 2 belts. Dustin Jones lost 2 belts. I want to say Mitch Guthrie lost 1 for sure, maybe 2. Cost him a podium.
But they ran a great race. The belts were the only issue, and they ended up with a good finish. But certainly that car in that class, every time it shows up, I personally expect them to win.
Scott got in, we tried a couple other things to fix it, to look at it, troubleshoot. Then they changed ECUs, came on the radio and said the thing's doing 83 miles per hour. So we thought we had our problem fixed, and he got on the radio about 10 minutes later and said, nope, not fixed, still 6,500 RPM. Pretty much what we battled all day, 8 hours and 42 minutes.
But they persevered and battled all day long and actually ended up getting it to the finish and earning valuable points. So. I've done a lot of things in my racing career. Running into a pine tree, I had not checked that box yet. So I feel good about no longer needing to do that. Who turned that on? Thank you. You know, at the end of the day, I was really disappointed, but things do happen in racing and you just learn from your mistakes and we go forward and we're gonna go back out. We're gonna fix what's wrong with the car. We're gonna go out and do a lot of testing, probably out in Parker, and get ready for Vegas to Reno, a course that we have been over, and I feel really confident that we're gonna have much better results going forward.